Hello, everyone. I'm Brian. Welcome back. Let's continue.
Okay. Next time I'll keep the. I like this microphone for meditation because I can adjust the volume, but there are other advantages for that head-worn microphone. Okay. Okay. Good enough. Let's come back here. All right. um, when we use a mantra, let's see what I write here. Yeah. When we use a mantra, there are two very distinct phases in meditation using a mantra. And there are many different ways to use a mantra. But in today's meditation, there'll be no visualization, no emphasis on emotions, on bhakti. It'll be more of a concentrative kind of meditation. You'll be concentrating on the mantra. And the two phases are the initial phase where you use your effort to keep your attention focused on the mantra. And if your mind happens to wander, you use your free will to bring your mind back. And so at that stage of meditation, you are very much a doer of meditation. But a certain phenomenon happens, and a wonderful thing. When you've been meditating long, when you've been reciting that mantra long enough, and with enough intensity, it starts to get kind of burnt into your neurons, so to speak. That is to say that you get into the rhythm of that mantra. And having gotten into the rhythm of the mantra, it's at some point, the mantra seems to go on even when you don't make the effort.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah, I was just thinking them whenever he's explaining. It's like, yeah, you all of a sudden, because it becomes almost instinctual that when you start doing that, where you don't seem like you're the doer of the mantra anymore because you've done it so many times that it's almost instinctual. Where instincts, um, I don't know if instincts are considered to be doerships in Advaita Vedanta, because there's a lot of times where your body will do something almost without you knowing it, like a jerk react when you get scared. You don't intentionally go ah. Your body just does it as an instinctual reaction because of what could potentially be dangerous. So, are instincts considered the doers? Are they considered doerships? So, whenever something's become, and this is very much true when you look at military people, at least from my experience, where they, because it's something they repetitively do and over again, it becomes instinctual. They don't have to think about it. They don't have to do it. It just does it when it's necessary. So this goes to what he was saying about how when you start, when I guess that's the reason why you practice your mantra every day. It's not because you need to perfect it or anything. It's because you want it to be effortless, instinctual to do it, and that way it gets you into the right mindset quicker. Because in your mind, first initially, it's like, I got to do the mantra, I got to do the mantra, I got to do the mantra. You're saying, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. I'm the doership, the doership, the doership. To the point where you don't even have to say that, you just get into it.
Have you ever had that experience in meditation? It's wonderful. And hopefully you'll have that experience in today's meditation session. That's what we're aiming for.
It's interesting.
So at one point,
Makes sense,
it takes effort to keep that mantra going. You're very much the doer. But eventually, when you've built up enough intensity of your mantra repetition, and when you haven't, when it's firmly, they call it mantra nishtha, when the mantra is sufficiently established in your mind that it goes on effortlessly. When you reach that effortless state in meditation, what happens to the Karta, the doer? That's it. And that's the goal of our meditation tonight, is to try to get to that point. I'll introduce the mantra. Mantra will be Om Namo Narayanaya. Salutations unto Narayana, Lord Vishnu. And I'll be reciting it aloud. You'll be reciting it mentally. I'll give you more instructions when we get into it. In this process, towards the end, hopefully, you will have gained enough mantra nishtha, enough firmness in the meditation, that the mantra continues automatically in your mind. At that point, instead of being the one doing mantra japa, you become the observer of the mantra continuing automatically in your mind. And that's the transition we're after, where instead of producing the mantra mentally, you become the observer of the mantra, which goes on automatically. And in that transition, you might notice a very deep relaxation that sets in at the moment when you stop being a doer. When that karta resolves, it seems to be accompanied by relaxation. Just, one thing is very true. The kind of relaxation you get watching a TV show is like this, compared to the kind of relaxation you can feel in meditation when you let go of being that karta. So that's what we're aiming for tonight. First of all, we've had this rather elaborate introduction to understand we have these two different kinds of absorption. So in meditation, I think everyone here, this is an advanced meditation session, so I presume that you've had a meditation effective enough that you've lost situational awareness. That you don't have to be a really great meditator to be sufficiently absorbed in which you kind of lose track of what's happening around you and even lose track of what's happening inside you. That's the first step of absorption, so to speak, is a loss of situational awareness. But then, hopefully, in tonight's meditation, we can take that one step further to arrive at that point where you give up the karta. You give up being the doer. That feeling of being the meditator melts away. And if we can, first of all, in meditation, it's a very powerful experience to reach that point. But I think from a Vedantic standpoint, it's more important to understand better what is that karta. Because and this is not the time for a big, long Vedantic discussion, that karta is the focus of so much identification. And there's no way in the world you can recognize your true nature as unchanging consciousness until you break that identification with being a karta, doer. So to break the identification is absolutely crucial in Advaita Vedanta. And this kind of meditation will help us recognize the karta as another mental event and help weaken our identification with that karta. So this is a good place to pause. You can turn down the lights and get ready for our meditation.
Oh! Okay.
Somebody needs to turn this switch off, I think. Good.
Okay, well, I sorry. I thought the thing started over here at 35 minutes. Not here. Interesting. So I do understand what he's trying to say, and this is the kind of the funny thing, though. I guess this is going to be a short video, but the thing about what I was saying just a little bit earlier ago is the sure fact this is something that's again always around us. It's just that we're never aware of it. And what I mean, what it's always around us, is the fact that, like I said, the military people, the things that they practice so much becomes instinctual, that it's no longer them becoming the doer of it. It just happens, and which is something that he has said here about the mantra, where when you practice it enough, you no longer become the doer of it. And this is how meditation happens quite easily. I said meditation was the hardest thing. I still stand by it, okay? But I can see how it can become easier. Um, I, and I guess this is something that well, I think a lot of people need, but I say I need, is to understand how to do it quite simply. And I think this example about practicing, like, I understand practice, but the thing that I never really understood is how does it make it easier. I know you get better at it, you get better at saying the mantra, but I guess throughout the practice you're always the doership, and I could never take myself out of the mind there. But whenever he said, where it becomes essentially what I'm saying instinctual, now that I can relate to, that I have examples of, that I have felt before. I think we all have felt before instinctual reactions when you're jumping back because of a fear reaction or someone scares you, or when um, whenever if you practice, a martial arts, and when someone does something in front of you, you instinctually maybe do a parry move. Whether you parry the attack, their whatever they did or not, it's just an instinctual thing that you did without having to think or do anything about it. So now that is interesting. I never thought about that in terms of meditation. Huh. But again, I've always understood practice makes perfect, but I never understood how to remove myself from that. How to make it, because again, practice is intent behind it. There is the doership behind it, and that was kind of the I guess the brick, the stone that was in my way. I don't know, the whatever it is that's just preventing me from understanding how would that improve, or how would that get me there. Again, with the instinctual part where I do it long enough where I no longer have to think about it. I don't no longer have to be the doer of doing it. It just does it because it's instinctual. That's a whole new interesting thing for me. That is an eye opener for sure. Hmm. Does it mean I'm going to be meditating? I don't know. I don't think so. I just don't have time. That's kind of the issue. At the same time, I know some people are going to say, well, what's more important? Do you want to get your mental health straight, or do you want to be able to wake up and feel alive or something like that? It's like, well, I already do that. I don't have a mental health issue. I don't believe so anyway. I mean, I could, but from me thinking about it, I don't think so. Um, do I wake up stressed or anything like that? I don't. Again, this is because of how I understand life. That's for me. It's the key thing is understanding. That is my path. What is that? Is that karma? Definitely not. Is it karma? No, it's not bhakti. Maybe it's jnana, knowledge. Yes, jnana yoga. It's not necessarily what I'm not, or what I am and I'm not, but at the same time it is kind of. It's just, it is very much, it's the closest thing I can think of is jnana yoga. At least as far as I understand jnana yoga, is that which you are not. Trying to say, am I this? No, then that's not me. Am I emotions? No, then that's not me. It's close to that, because obviously if you get upset at something, are you emotions? No, then don't let the upsetness get to you. But it's more like, I don't know what, I guess let me ask you guys a question. What would understanding be? Is there such a thing? Because that's how I am able to mostly go through life without really any, I want to say hardships, but without any drama, not trauma, but drama, where seem like I'm always blissed out. I said seem like, I didn't say I am. I'm just saying like where it seems like I don't get upset, where I'm always happy because I understand things. What is that? And what is that in Advaita Vedanta? If there is or maybe not Advaita Vedanta, but in Eastern philosophy, understanding. Is it Jnana Yoga? Doubt is Bhakti. That's meditation. Doubt is karma. That's actions and thoughts. Could it be karma? So not bhakti, that's worship. Jnana, karma. It could be karma because it's, again, it is through action too that an action occurs, I think about it, I disassociate with it, I understand it. I'm not sure. Anyways, let me know. And I am going to end it right here. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I didn't see that second part there. I must have been blind. My action is, my doership is failing me at the moment. So anyways, if you like my content, please consider subscribing, thumbs up, the sign down below. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next vid.